math vlog lesson. So for today, we will do a solving quadratic equation by extracting the square root. But before we start, we need to analyze the meaning of quadratic equations.
So what is quadratic equations? Quadratic equation is written in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a is not equals to 0. The first term in the equation is a quadratic term, while the second term is the linear term and the last term is the constant term. Always remember that when we say quadratic equation, it is basically referring to second degree equations, while linear equations are first degree equations, and the standard form for quadratic equations is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. In this lesson, it is very important to familiar with the perfect square numbers. For example, if you have 1 square or 1 times 1, that is 1, 2 square, that is 2 times 2, which is 4. So, in order for you to solve extracting the square root easily, you need to memorize those or become familiar.
So let's proceed to our next lesson. And let's give one example. Let's say x squared minus 16 equals 0. Solve by extracting the square root, we need to find the value of x. We need first to isolate our variables. That means we need to transpose minus 16. Square root squared and 16 and cancel. So the x is equal to positive and negative 4.
Why we have the positive and negative sign? Because we have 4 positive 4 times positive 4, that is 16, and the other one is negative 4 times negative 4, that is also positive 16, and we have two solutions, to positive and negative 4.
Another example, x squared minus 50 equals 0. Again, isolate the variable. So transpose 2x squared is equal to 50. 2x squared equals 50. Now we have coefficient 2. We need to remove the coefficient 2, so we divide by 2. And cancel out. Because 2 divided by 2 is 1, and therefore we have x squared equals 50 divided by 2 equals 25. X squared equals 25. Another example for b squared minus 2 into equals 0.
b squared square root equal square root 225 over 4.
Another example. And do the same step.
And proceed to our last example. Quantity w plus 7 raised to 2 is equal to 196. We notice that in the case we saw the parenthesis and 196 is already isolated. So what we're gonna do? We can now extracting this square root, and 196 is a perfect square number. Find the value of w and notice that we have positive and negative 14. W sub 1, which means our first value, and let us use positive sign.
That ends of our lesson, solving quadratic equation by extracting square root.